Hey guys, here's the deal. I'm your captain this week. My name is Kyle Luck. I'm steering this ship nosediving into a glacier. The bottom part of the glacier.
Titanic 2.
Yeah, electric
Boogaloo.
Igloo.
Oh, there you go. It's much better.
It's a stretch regardless. Anyways, with me as always are a couple of dudes. One of them is named John Carr. John Carr, please say hello.
That's me. I'm doing the wrist rolls.
Yeah, he was not Rick rolling, just wrist rolling. And Harlan Spinks, please say hello.
Hello. I need to add the Rickroll song onto this soundboard now.
That would be good. That would be good.
Do you?
But the question is, though,
I like that.
Do you?
John's like, do you? And I'm like, yeah. Like, there's a mixed reaction from the get-go on that.
Look, I don't come here every week to get rickrolled. I don't come here to just get my ass handed to me. Well, I guess I kind of do sometimes, but...
Before we really get going here, though, I want to make sure everyone knows that we are on all of the social things. Well, most of them. We're not on, like, we haven't started our OnlyFans yet, but you can find us.
The account exists.
Yeah, I thought Harlan was on top of that.
At 20K Leagues Pod everywhere. These entire episodes are now being filmed and put on YouTube and edited by the very talented Harlan Spinks, who makes it worth your while to sit here and watch our mugs. Make it a little bit more than just a talking head situation, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, often times on the show we will reference a photo or some sort of visual thing. Those things will appear in the video, so if you want to check it out in that way, stop listening now and go check it out on YouTube instead.
Yeah, just make a tiny little window on your computer screen at work and just like have it there so that when you can listen to it, and then when we say something visual, which inevitably we will, you can just go and click over to it.
Yeah.
Play them at the same time and see how much different they are from each other.
That's a good strategy.
Harlan, the video has the audio in it.
You just listen and don't look.
Why
at
would
it
you? Why would you try and Pink Floyd and a Wizard of Oz the fucking Bonegate?
I mean, have you watched the last couple of videos that I've made? There's definitely some extra little crumbs in there for the viewer.
Dark side of the pod.
How many times do you want to see ED209 shoot a guy in an office building? Because boy, it's in there a lot in that last video.
Of times.
I probably should have cut it a little short at a few places, but
no,
I just love that scene so much.
The gratuitous nature of it makes me belly laugh.
Yeah, that video for sure got demonetized. Not that it was making money before, but it's never gonna now.
That was the one. That was gonna make it.
Yeah, that was the one.
Harlan, did you hit the streets? Did you hit the market? You try to find a fresh catch?
I hit the wet market. And I found a couple of things.
Okay.
Today, actually. So all the kids are talking about something called Goblin Mode, and I wanted to get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to get into it really quick. The mainstream media has picked this up, and they have a lot of questions. I have some articles.
Frankly, so do I.
Hey, there's a couple of headlines I just want to read to you. From places like Axios, NBC News, The Guardian, Refinery 29.
Wow,
and
it made the rounds.
It really has been making the rounds over the last 3 weeks. So one of these headlines says, Elon Musk goes into full Goblin Mode.
Okay.
Another one says, Goblin Mode. A Gothic expert explains the trend's mythical origins.
Oh, good.
Goblin Mode is becoming part of people's everyday vocabulary. Language and meme experts share why.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna need
you to like sicko mode a little bit.
I'm gonna need you to pause real quick. How does one get accredited as a meme expert? Because I feel like there's some people in our group chats that may or may not be in the running for that kind of accreditation.
I think there's probably a college course on memes by now.
I was gonna say there has to be at this point. I have a couple other ones that I really want to just say really quick before I actually tell you what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, that'd be good, because I still just am thinking the worst. Maybe it is the worst. That's okay.
It's got like a double meaning, but this headline says, this is from The Guardian, slobbing out and giving up. Why are so many people going Goblin Mode?
Okay, I have no idea what this is.
I'm going goblin mode. Anyways.
Slobbing out, baby.
Hope not.
Well, I don't know what it is yet, so who knows?
As a disabled woman, the goblin mode trend doesn't sit right with me.
Okay, all right.
And this last one from Slate says, Goblin mode explained. A goblin historian weighs in on how accurate this is to real goblins.
John was worried about the meme historians.
Again.
But
where are these jobs posted? Where? Goblin expert?
Goblin seeker?
I know, dude.
What?
So,
again, this little group could also be in the running for this kind of position. We just didn't know it existed.
Sure. We're racking up theses left and right, baby.
Look, so I mean, if you can count fan fiction, Harland, you've gone to great lengths with goblins, so
yes. So goblin mode is a slang term, and it's been misinterpreted by mainstream media as is what happens, and yes, but it's what happens a lot of the times when like mainstream media picks up on like a meme or a new slang term after it's been sort of like changed and hybridized through the internet before it finally reaches them. Mm-hmm. So it's been happening for years and years and years, basically since like 2009. There was a Twitter user who posted the first use of the phrase, writing, M was in full hyperactive goblin mode last night. It was as if she ate a bag of sugar-coated candy, then washed it down with a few Red Bulls.
Okay.
So that was the first.
That tracks to me. That like I can get behind that.
Yes. And then I'm reading from knowyourmeme.com, by the way, if anybody wants to go look at this. But Urban Dictionary eventually picked it up, and user Dr. Shithead Asshole posted a definition for the term that said when you lose
he's a proctologist, right?
Yeah. Oh fuck. I mean, I don't know. I'm worried. When you lose yourself, so you resort to becoming a goblin. That's literally what Urban Dictionary says. But basically, it started to be used as a way to describe the sexual position of cowgirl, where your feet are on the bed instead of your knees are on the bed. So you're kind of squatting and you look like a goblin while you're having sex.
Good Lord.
There's a tweet here that says, thinking about how someone I used to hook up with called cowgirl position goblin mode.
Yeah, okay, so me being like, yeah, I go goblin mode all the time.
Yeah,
probably doesn't track.
I mean, hey, I don't know what your sex life is like, but God, I don't want to imagine you going goblin mode, dude.
I go goblin mode when I'm having a hard time on the toilet, maybe. Let's put it that way.
So this is just
gotta get yourself a squatty potty.
Gotta move on from that one.
I'm steering the ship right now a little bit, and I'm just trying to keep my hands on the stern. So that was what it initially was. As it sort of evolved and changed over literally a decade, somebody made a photo, took an image, and they photoshopped it from it was a picture of Julia Fox and Kanye West. Now, Julia Fox, if you don't know, dated Kanye briefly. She's an artist of sorts, and like a model and stuff.
Yeah, she's like a fashion person.
She's also Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems is her. So someone took a screenshot of what looks like another news article, and the headline for it says, Julia Fox opened up about her difficult relationship with Kanye West. Quote, he didn't like when I went goblin mode. And this is where mainstream media picked it up, because it had to do with like two very famous people. It's not real. She did not say this, and this image is totally photoshopped.
Wow.
And so now all these fucking news sites are like, what's goblin mode? And they're comparing it to like essentially being a slob, like being lazy, not showering, like, you know.
That's a big jump from what it used to mean.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's the opposite of lazy. It's like, you're going to get in there and do some work, and you're going to have some good core strength to pull that off.
Yeah.
Probably.
If anything, I would say, I mean, guys, back me up here. Troll mode, probably a little bit more accurate with that one.
Yeah.
Is that where you get onto your kitchen island and you tell people riddles as they pass by?
Yeah, I'm bridge dweller mode. Let's go.
That could be one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So one of the other things that a lot of people associate Goblin Mode with is a post from Reddit, actually. That is the person that I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the title of it is, I like to creep around my home and act like a goblin. And I think they reference going Goblin Mode in the post. And there's a tweet that has it like screenshot. It says, from time to time, my college roommate would shut all the power off in our apartment using the fuse box and hide somewhere in the apartment to terrify me. So I'm very familiar with Goblin Mode.
Oh my god.
That sounds like fun.
Honestly, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Goblin Mode.
Just
like
fucking
extreme
up there
hide and
like,
Amazing. Simply amazing.
where's the butter?
Where's the butter?
So today, I and everyone listening, I assume, learned about Goblin Mode. That was what I found at the wet market.
I also hit the wet market.
Again. Guys,
You don't like that, do you?
I don't. It's like, I don't even have a problem with moist, but like wet market, for whatever reason, just hits my ears like just a dead fish.
I've been reading about this, I think, for at least 5 days now. You know, once you
Wow, that seems like a long article you found.
It's not an article. It's actually it's mini articles. That's why I wanted to talk about it on this show because
Got it.
Basically, there's a video game out there called Elden Ring, which has now sold 12 million
Never heard of it.
copies worldwide. So at least one listener of our show has fucking played it besides me. So it is a game from this company called From Software. They are the creators of the Dark Souls series, which are notoriously difficult, unforgiving games.
Ah, fuck! God damn it! Ah, fuck! Fuck! Shit! God damn it! What the fuck? Why would you make the game this hard? This is like 10 seconds into the fucking game. I put the game in the fucking Xbox and I've died like 40 fucking times. Fucking Christ! You and your goddamn bowl cut!
Elden Ring is no different. Elden Ring has the same sort of difficulty level and everything, and they have a very unique approach to multiplayer, which is you're playing a single player game, but you could put like a little summon thing on the ground and like someone from another world, meaning another player in their own single player world, will enter the same zone where you have put your little summon sign down, and they can call you into their world for purposes of helping them or fighting them, whatever the nature of the summon was. There is one particular boss. Jury duty, whatever you need.
Hey, can you come over and help me fix a tire?
I need another hand to steady this ladder, my friend.
I feel like this would be a useful thing in real life for sure. If we could just drop summon signs for each other to summon each other into the bathroom. Like, gotcha!
Wait, the bathroom?
Well, just like prank. I could prank
Hey man,
you.
can you come over? I need an extra hand wiping.
Yeah,
I made a
big
boom
paper,
boom.
man. The fresh rolls over there. I don't know why it's so far away from me. It's a game I play. I don't know.
It's on top of my fridge. Sorry.
Icings would skyrocket.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, totally. Oh my God, Smirnoff stock would soar. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
So there's this one boss. She's very fucking difficult. Her name is Melania. I don't know fucking how to pronounce it. This one player attempted her 242 times before he beat her.
Damn.
Hey, listen, man.
That sounds like something I would do. I'm not good at video games.
No, John, that's the thing. That is probably, I think I probably did around 200 on this one. So,
well,
yeah.
That's probably why I don't play that game.
Yeah, you keep telling me, you and our other buddy keep telling me, like, you gotta play it. You gotta play it. And I've seen people play it, and I've heard stories like that.
Yeah.
I am never gonna play that
It's
fucking
not for
game.
me either.
For what it's worth, this boss is optional, but it is bragging rights.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a shot.
But okay, so this person who was already a YouTuber to begin with, 242 attempts before he finally beat her, and then he beat the game, and then he just spends his time. He has renamed his character.
He's retired.
No.
He sits on a porch drinking a glass of lemonade.
Absolutely the exact opposite, my man. So he has named himself now. Let me solo her. And all he does is hang out outside her boss arena and leaves a summon sign down. And players who are stuck on this boss can now summon him.
Oh my god, that's so
Wow.
fucking sick.
So he rolls up and guess you imagine like this fearsome looking warrior, right? Nope, this dude is naked, wielding 2 katanas and wearing a pot on his head. And
Incredible.
the whole deal is he's got so much popularity and fame now around this that everyone's looking for him. They summon him. He goes in. He does 1 katana swipe at you, telling you to stay put, and then goes and fights the boss on your behalf and wins. He has now beat this boss 600 plus times.
Wait, this game just came out.
No, it didn't.
That's a lot
It's
of
been up for
people.
like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks. I
I'm
don't know.
sorry. How many times? Okay, divide that number 600 times by 6 weeks, dog.
Harlan, that's not including the 240 times that he attempted.
Yes, exactly. So, Kyle, I'm sorry. Fuck you.
I'm just saying, in
is
context,
recent.
At this point in time, if I had just spent all of my time after beating her just on beating her, like again, I could probably maybe like 200 times. And you know what I mean?
That sounds like quite the
That's a lot.
boast.
But also, like,
I'm
if
totally
you
talking out of
got,
my ass.
if you got nothing going
has
on,
played this game and they know what boss I'm talking about, they'll know that I'm full of shit. I barely beat her the first time.
Nah, man, you know, like I could do it, but I just have so much other stuff going on. Like, there's no way if I had the time, I could, but I mean, I don't have the time.
Harlan, when you're editing this, you have to put you have to look up photos of this because there's a shitload of fan fiction and art, and everyone on Twitter's blowing up about it, putting their own drawings up. It's
I'll put
fucking
together
incredible.
a fan cam of this guy.
Yeah.
there you go.
Let me solo her.
Let me solo her. By the way, and again, listen, we all know I'm the pervert here.
I
That
know.
sounds like a sex thing.
It really does, and it's not. Although he is just wearing a loincloth on a
He's
jar,
naked.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little suspect. Anyways,
Isn't the pot on his head, isn't that like one of the starting hats too?
no, it's not. It's not.
Oh, okay. It's a different pot.
a much
Great.
larger
There's
one. It's more
multiple pots you can wear on your head in Elden Ring. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So check that out. So yeah, wherever he's kind of like the hero no one wanted, but actually he's the hero everyone has always wanted
Yeah. So,
and needed.
and needed.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Just a fun
Incredible.
little
Do we
use of his
deserve
time.
him? It's still up for debate.
Still up in the air. We don't know.
You know what we don't deserve? Is the topic we're about to launch into here.
The internet.
We are going to talk about, for our main topic this week, something that has been come to known as the Bones Discourse and was later called Boneghazi. Let's dive in.
Oh my god.
All I can think about is the Bone song from I Think You Should Leave.
All I can think about is bone tomahawk.
Bones are
Yeah.
their money. All right, so the way I look for topics is through really, really ridiculous fucking Google searches. Because I'm not on social media, and and Reddit is honestly becoming so.
What do you think?
bland.
You're fucking better than all of us? Sounds like you think you're better than us.
I'm saying I'm a little behind. I'm not as plugged in as everybody else. So the way I go and do this is I type like certain things into Google and then like jump to page 15 and try to find weird shit for like
Honestly,
a year.
that's a good tactic.
yeah.
I think it's like 90% of people don't go past the first page of the
right.
Google search. So God knows what's on page 15.
For about a year now. Clearly, I haven't looked hard enough. But for about a year now, I've been wanting to do something that involved internet witches because it's a total thing. And but most of it's pretty like tame and like wasn't interesting to like a degree of which I would talk about on the show. Cyber Coven was a pretty close one, but it was kind of felt a little dry.
That sounds like such a 90s thing. Like that would be something that like you would hear in the movie Hackers. We're part of a cyber coven.
Yeah, but it was that's just a dude who like formed a little like forum with other witches. He like did it as an experiment. It wasn't something that pre-existed. This story, finally I found one that was worthy of us covering. It was covered by Vice, which is how I ended up finding this. This article that we're going to talk about is by Diana Tourget, and it's about a coven and a little drama in the coven here. So let's talk about this.
Okay.
An internet coven, a Facebook group coven.
Okay.
Keeping up with the coven?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's the next. It's coming to A&E or
E.
Just
Just
coming
E.
to sci-fi.
Not E.
It's
not
coming
A&E.
to E.
Okay.
I don't know. All those channels have like ridiculous reality shows now. They're barely what they started as.
In winter 2015, a wild controversy surrounding someone named Ender Darling, a non-binary white passing witch of color, pronouns they, them, sprung up out of the ground. A thread
as how are all witches born?
I don't know
Right.
why
Like an
when I try to-
urukai.
when I try to like
Yeah, they come out in a nasty
Fully grown.
placenta made of earth.
so I don't know why when I try to paraphrase things, I try to like throw in like little catchphrasey things like that. Sprung up out of the ground, as if it's gonna add color to
boy.
the. I don't know why I fucking.
I
do
mean,
that.
it did. It painted a beautiful picture of a
And we're
witch being
still
born
talking
out
about
of the roots of a tree.
A thread was created on December 8th, 2015 in the private Facebook group called the Queer Witch Collective, the QWC, an online faction of LGBTQ magic practitioners that was around 2,000 members.
Okay.
Online coven.
Okay.
Finally found one. That's worth us talking about.
Fucking finally.
Yes.
Ender Darling.
LGBTQ witch coven. Fuck.
On this date, Ender Darling, a member of the collective, wrote that they had started collecting human bones from a so-called poor man's graveyard in their neighborhood.
What is a poor? Hang
What?
on. What's a poor man's graveyard?
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Just keep.
We fucking better.
Come on down to the poor man's graveyard. We've got bones of old dead papas.
So, just you flagged it, and that's very key. That's what we're gonna actually. That's good. We're
I don't know
mostly gonna
how
be
we
talking
could
about
have
this.
blown past that.
It's a poor man's graveyard in the neighborhood they live in to use in their magic practice. And then there's a quote here: "Most graveyards around here are full of above ground graves because we live in a fishbowl." They live in New Orleans.
Okay, I was literally gonna say,
What
is this
an
New Orleans?
above-bound- What is that?
It's a like an ossuary.
So it's like concrete.
Yeah,
Got it.
because in New Orleans, they're actually technically below sea level, so there's you have to be buried above ground to have your shit be preserved. So a poor man's graveyard, you'd be
and
buried.
not wash away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense and slightly less nefarious than I had originally painted.
It still sucks, but we'll get there.
John, I assume you were imagining a guy just like digging.
Just a fellow with a backyard and a just strong will to dig.
So in this graveyard, you can literally walk around, see femurs, teeth, jaws, skull caps, etc. And this is where Ender Darling would go to find their bones for curse work and general spells that require bone.
I mean, where else do you go? Realistically, you can't go down to Joann Fabric for that stuff.
Joann Fabrics. That was the first business that came to mind. That's amazing.
Hi.
Yeah,
yes.
they're essentially doing like dark arts and crafts.
Do you?
Yeah.
Just a quick question. I my sedan's outside, but I just want to see. Did you have a bone aisle?
You know, we
Sedan's outside.
did have a bone aisle.
Okay.
You've come to the right place. We were
okay,
we were the only place that had a bone aisle, but because of, possessions and
Oh, I thought you were going to
there's-
say COVID, but that makes sense.
No, here at Joann Fabrics, we don't give a fuck about COVID. But we did have to move the bone aisle outdoor to the pauper's graveyard.
Got it. Okay,
So
good.
that is, you're going to have to just go right out where you came in, make a left, make another left, and I think it's one more left, and it's actually just behind the Joann Fabric. We set up a fucking graveyard back there.
Left.
Yeah.
So, oh wait, that is gonna have I had a little mark where I was gonna pick up, and then I clicked elsewhere. There it is. So Ender Darling says in a post on this Facebook group. Anyways, I wanted to see if I started selling. Basically cover shipping to wherever you happen to be, if people would be interested. I know human bones aren't easy to come by, and I usually have leftovers, so...
Oh my god.
So she's like, yeah, I'm going to sell you guys human bones out of this graveyard over to the internet. So right out of the gates, there was pretty large interest from the community, unfortunately.
Do we know what this person did for a living?
Yes.
Dentist.
Oh God, not the teeth again!
I can't remember, Harland, but I didn't
Okay,
write
I was
it
just
down.
curious.
Yeah.
Because that might clue me into where...
Probably not something with access to human bodies.
You definitely didn't work at Joann Fabric. We can rule Joann Fabric
Right,
out. Yeah.
The only photo I have of Ender Darling, the only photo I have to send you guys today is one single photo of Ender Darling, which I think I'll just send at the end because I like painting this picture, and then I'm going to send you guys
what they actually look like.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, because I have a fucked up demon face with a top hat, the whole thing.
I think it'll be fun.
A necklace made of toes.
So right out the gate, the reason I wanted to talk about this in particular is because, well, on our old show, we used to talk about bones for sale all the time.
Yeah,
All the
lots
time.
of teeth.
Surprisingly.
So many teeth,
Decent amount
dude.
of bones for sale on the internet, but never so blatant of like, hey, I found these in a graveyard. Do you want to buy them to do black
Yeah.
magic at home?
Hi, yes, police. I've got a bunch of bones I'm stealing.
Yeah.
So right out of the gates, there was actually a pretty large interest from QWC. Some folks also, though, were calling out the legality of shipping human remains and wanted to make sure Ender Darling was being safe and protecting themselves. And others wanted to make sure that Ender Darling's practices were ethical by magical standards. And here's some quotes from some of the other members. Or not quotes, like actual posts. Are you making any sort of offering or payment at the graveyard to the dead or the spirits of the land? And,
Like 2 coins for the river Styx.
right? Or just to make sure that you're leaving something or paying the spirits for their bodies?
Stealing their corporeal form.
Yeah. So Ender Darling said, "I bring drink and honey and flowers."
Incredible.
Later clarifying, sorry, yes, Harlan?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say that seems like a low ball for a femur.
Just leave flowers for a femur?
Yeah.
But it sounds good. Like written down, if you like read a poem that was like, I like walked to the graveyard and like got this femur, but I left flowers, honey, and whatever, drink. You're like, that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
I do love the nondescript drink.
It was a box root beer.
I bring drink, honey, florals.
Florals!
Floral arrangements, edible arrangements for the dead.
When in actuality it was a Diet Dr. Pibb, a honey stick, and just a
Diet Dr. Pibb!
just a fucking dandelion.
There is no drink specification. You're right. It could be Diet Dr. Pibb. Who am I to judge?
It makes it sound though like what John said. It's very Edgar Allan Poe-y.
Yes, it is. The graveyard reeks of honey, sweet, sweet honey. So Darlene responds, clarifying that they never actually dig for bones, but merely just take what they find along their path.
Unbelievable.
It says,
Yeah, unbelievable that can happen. Oh shit, just walking to work, there's another femur. Fuck, man, these things are everywhere.
It's a good thing I brought my sack for him.
Me bone sack. Good thing I brought me bone sack.
Good thing. Now I don't have to dig for the bits and pieces in my backpack.
I've got me bone sack and I've got me mushroom sack. They're honestly, they look exactly the same, so I do get them mixed up sometimes.
I got mushrooms in me bone sack and bones in me mushroom sack.
Oh no, he's got a mushroom in his skull.
Whoops. So Ender Darling says, me and my goddess have a pact. She provides the bones if I only take what the earth gives and I leave offerings.
Okay.
Okay.
10 o'clock that evening of the first day of posting about this came the first real critique or dissent from the QWC. No, let them rest in peace, said some user. I don't have their name. But Ender Darling, offhandedly rejected this, and other members defended them. So did the QWC monitors. One mod wrote, I am really sad that someone is acting like this is grave desecration when it's literally taking what the earth washes up so they don't go into waste treatment.
I mean, there's...
I'm a little on board with it.
Okay, John, please elaborate.
Yeah.
Just because if they're just fucking lying there, man.
I mean, what's the difference between that and like you see some loose change on the sidewalk?
In this
you
case,
know what
there's
I mean?
no difference because Ender Darling's gonna sell that shit.
At some point, you would think some environmentalist would come along with a little grabby grab and an orange bucket, and that femur is just going right in the bucket.
Yeah. And then that goes into a landfill.
Right in the bone bucket.
Yep. Right in the bone bucket.
Not the bone bag, the bone bucket. It's different. I'm kind of agreeing with John a little bit here.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It is a bizarre thing that there just happens to be strewn about.
Yeah.
Little bits of people.
Once again,
it
poor
is
man's graveyard. People buried shallowly.
Right. Yeah. People who probably don't have their like unmarked graves probably.
In New
Not
Orleans.
that makes it better.
People who can't afford above ground situations.
I see it as a really weird and niche public service.
So
the witchcraft.
Them picking up bones.
I agree. It is kind of like.
To me,
it literally is. If they don't do it, then somebody else is going to pick them up and they're going to get thrown in the garbage.
To me, it crosses a line when you start shipping them across the country to people to like. Because when you're making
money off of it, I
think
is really like that. That is the bad part.
Because
also, I would assume witches are quite anti-capitalist. Like they don't seem like. You know what I mean?
This is an entrepreneurial witch here. Is
there an Etsy store? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly. That part is the weirdest part.
Yeah, on the Etsy Betsy Spider is the name of the witch one for Etsy. There was a bit that I didn't include, but it was because I was trying to keep this short. But now we're just going for it. There was the first time Ender Darling said that they picked up bones is when they saw like a graveyard attendant doing what you guys are talking about, essentially going through and just getting ready to toss the stuff that had come out of the ground.
Right.
So there is an element of that. As the dissent started to mount and tension started to mount within the QWC, Ender Darling eventually wrote, indignantly, it says here, it's like this like predates the clap thing. Do not shame me for my work.
Got it.
Drawing attention to one of the group's central ethical pillars. Shaming any magical practice is expressly forbidden. Another member quickly jumped.
Really?
Yeah, that was how they rolled in 2015.
It's in the bylaws, my dude.
You got to read the fine print. It's in blood.
Yeah, man. You don't know what you signed.
That is wild. Because let's say magic is real, right? And you could do bad magic, like, I don't know, bring someone back from the dead, or turn someone, or kill, whatever. We've played D&D. We know how bad some of those spells can be.
Sure.
Yeah.
You don't even get to shame them? Like, hey, man, you brought that guy back. Like, don't do that again, please.
But the thing is, Harlan, what you're talking about would not be ethical magic. And so what they're saying...
Okay, that's where I'm misunderstanding.
For the ethical stuff, because... The law people,
I gotcha.
Because of course there's witch law. They're like, cool, you did it. You made an offering. You brought him Mr. Pibb. Like, good on you.
This went all the way up to the Witch Supreme Court. All of our witch lawyers dealt with this.
Yeah,
this is kosher.
High Witch Court.
They ran it by the band witch.
Yeah.
So for this Boneghazi thing that I put together here, that what we just covered is what I had labeled as intro, setting the stage. Now we're getting to the new header that I wrote called "Let's Get Racist."
Oh man, it always happens. How does this always happen? God. Every time.
Well, because the QWC had some members that were fucking keeping tabs on this shit, because you got to look out for your for everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So other users pointed out in the QWC that Darling was missing some huge historical and socio-political implications of their bone collecting, pointing out that the low-income people in New Orleans that are buried in graves that are vulnerable to flooding because they cannot afford to be interred in above-ground tombs are the low-income people of New Orleans, who are often from the African-American / Black whatever
community.
Yeah, community. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's people jumping in saying, I joined this group about 3 weeks ago, and about 10 seconds into that tenure, I see a post about someone collecting potentially black human bones. You are implementing white supremacist and colonial tactics to do your bidding. Like, you all are actually just stealing bones.
I mean, okay, circling back. Yep, it is pretty much just the fucking worst. Like, no matter
now that we've learned more.
No, hold on. Because there is something to preserving, like, oh shit, these came up. Okay, let's try to put them, let's put them the rest somewhere else.
Yeah,
there's other ways to go with when you pick the bones up out of the ground. What you do with them is what decides your intention. Like
so listen, okay, this is the thing, right? There was no system in place for this to be dealt with in a civic way.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
To begin with.
Then collecting them seems like the right thing to do.
Yes, but in reality, it just shines a brighter fucking light that, hey, why hasn't the city been doing something about this problem for, I don't know, decades,
Centuries?
I assume?
Yeah.
Centuries? Jesus.
So
isn't also Ender Darling, didn't you describe them as being black? You said
they are white passing person of color.
White passing person of color. Okay, got it.
There were some other heavier quotes that I thought I included, but I'm not gonna go look for right now, about other people calling out how the white passing people of the QWC were not supporting their non-passing, coven members. By supporting this and whatnot. Yeah,
that's a whole other thing between like white passing people of color and on, yeah.
Guys,
not that, and again, I pointed out, I wanted to clarify whether or not they were a person of color. Yeah. Not that it makes it better by any means. I was just curious if they were.
They are
like
yes.
a black person doing this. It's unfortunate that maybe they didn't even know, or like through whatever, like not being told or taught that, like, because that's also a big problem too.
Yeah, the only reason I
not knowing your own ancestry and like what has happened to your own people, it's pretty fucking terrible.
The only reason I mentioned that in the intro is because of the implications that are brought up here. Like,
exactly, yeah.
So that's all I'm really going to talk about on that, because this is becoming a much larger issue now. Does anyone else remember a pretty popular social media site around 2015 that is not really relevant or even active anymore, I think, today?
Boy.
15. So many have come and gone.
This next header is called Tumblr Tumbles into Relevance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this sounds so Tumblr-y, dude.
So this was all contained within a 2,000-person private Facebook group until
Tumblr.
Someone found out in the coven that Ender Darling had a Tumblr account, and Ender Darling's...
And no one was surprised.
Ender Darling's Tumblr username is Lil Fucking Monster, all lowercase, all one word.
Adorable.
And this person posted, they took a screenshot of the original post on Facebook and posted on Tumblr saying, don't interact with this person. They're doing hateful things. They're being
desecrating human bodies.
All that. Naturally, Tumblr lost their collective mind. And hey, guess what? There are witches on Tumblr too. And one of them actually cursed Ender Darling for their actions, and the curse reads as follows.
Oh yes, this is what I'm here for.
Hear me, Bone Witch, and know that you are forever cursed. So say I, the Fae of Femurs, the Imp of Iliums, the Sylph of Skulls, the Pixie of Pelvises, the Skeleton Fairy!
That's it.
Awesome.
That took turns.
Awesome. Now, do they have instructions on what the physical component of that curse was?
Yeah.
Probably used bones, I have to imagine.
Did they need a diamond or anything?
Crushed diamond dust? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Some sort of newt.
Root.
A crystal mirror.
A crystal mirror? Yes. We all know how much I, personally, love a lizard tail.
So
You know, I put lizard tail in all my curses.
one
Every
twist
single
of
one gets...
salamander tail.
Eye of newt!
A lizard's tail really is your bay leaf, isn't it?
It is truly.
It like it grows on lizards. It's wild.
And I'm here, I've got me mushroom sack. Do you need any mushrooms for this curse?
While some people were like, cursing this person, and a lot of course, other people just should have fucking called the cops because, like, wait, this is just
Listen,
illegal. What are you doing?
Let's cut to the chase here.
Yeah.
Like, the authorities need to be alerted.
Listen, I'm into witches and covens and magic, but we need to call real authority figures here.
We need some adults here.
So, regardless of any justifications that could possibly be made over all this, what Ender Darling did was technically a felony. It's straight up illegal, not to mention totally
100%.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
So a surge of media outlets began coming for you.
I had
me, Bone Witch. We are the SWAT team.
We swatted the coven.
So a surge of media outlets began covering the story, and the incident as large became known as Boneghazi, as Boneghazi reached its dramatic climax.
You know, I'm not loving that name for it, though.
I know,
I'm
it's
really
terrible.
not loving that name.
It's not what I called it. It's
Lots of people really actually died at Benghazi, and not about that.
There's a lot of problems here.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't they just stick with the go-to, Bonegate? Come on.
Easy.
Yeah,
It sounds badass as shit, too.
Why wouldn't you fucking do Bonegate?
We use it for everything now.
Yeah.
We should just call our episode Bonegate.
This is the one time in history where someone's like, you know what? Let's not do the Bonegate. Let's not do the gate.
We got to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
You gotta do a
it's
gate.
been done. You see how many news stories there are about it's blank gate. Let's try something else. Let's see what we can throw up on the board.
The three of us once decided we were going to do a gate. Remember that? What were we going to do?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. It clearly didn't follow through on it.
It was in our old show. We were like, you know what, guys? We're going to do a gate.
Yeah, we got to do a gate.
We got to do a gate.
Yeah, we do. Maybe this is our gate somehow.
So do Bonegate, but it could not be about boners, I guess?
Anti-bone gate.
Okay. So law enforcement began conducting an investigation into Ender Darling for the potential trafficking of human remains. And their home was raided on January 28th, 2016, so a month and a half or so after the original Facebook post.
Wow, that quick, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, they were also surveilling them for, I think, 5 weeks. So it was like right away.
Fucking Patriot Act, man.
Yep. And they reportedly left the state, meaning Ender Darling fucking bailed.
Fuck.
On April 11th, the New Orleans Advocate published an interview with Darling, who blasted law enforcement, saying, quote, "They were coming in seriously expecting to find bodies and human organs and have me and my roommates arrested for black marketing human remains." Quote,
Which you were doing.
You should have, quote, "You should have seen their faces when they walked into the house and found a bunch of sleeping hippies." So they ended up being arrested.
Probably the same face they had on when they walked in. Just mad.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. And they're hippies.
Yeah.
And there's hippies here too? This just day keeps getting worse and
get
worse.
the paddy wagon. All these hippies are going down to the slammer.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say downtown, and then you said down
I said paddy wagon and immediately transported that bit into the 1960s. So
right. So they were arrested and unable to pay their $8,500 bail.
$8,500. Okay, that seems low for bone.
I don't
black
know.
market bones.
I actually don't know how long they were behind bars for, or what the stuff was. I have this little timeline.
Not
here.
long enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 6 days, not 5 weeks. Okay, 28th of January. After 6 days of surveillance, police searched Darlene's home. Authorities confiscate a laptop, cell phone, and at least 11 bones and 4 teeth.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking it was going to be way more teeth because, like we've seen on Craigslist, there's
a lot of teeth.
Normally
Yeah. Yeah,
dozens.
lots
Where
of
there's
them.
one tooth, there are dozens.
They also issued a summons for Darlene and roommates for possession of marijuana.
Got him.
That's
That was funny enough. That was the one that came with. That was the one that came with the highest sentencing. Was the
Yeah.
weed?
yeah. So Darlene eventually moved from NOLA to Florida.
Oh
stating
God! Oh
that
Jesus!
They feared for their safety. 17th of June.
And we're hoping to find more bones.
Yeah, right. Maybe there's
We
some
go to-
graveyards and some fresh soil in Florida we can tamper with.
There's so many alligators down in Florida that are just eating people and then shitting out those bones. There's
Yeah.
gotta be plenty of those.
Goes right through those gators, right through them.
right through them.
Like corn in my digestive system. In response to public outcry, the Louisiana Human Remains Protection and Control Act is signed into law. It stiffens penalties for removing human remains from cemeteries. A first offense violation is punishable by a fine of up to $5,000 or a year. Sorry, $5,000 or a year in prison, not 5,000 years in prison. A second
Well, she is a witch, so we don't know how long these motherfuckers live
That's
for.
true. We can lock them up for more than life.
Yeah. Better jack up those numbers there.
Also,
second
just
offense.
bring the salt and make sure you put a ring around the cell so they can't leave because they are magic.
This is interesting to me because I just realized this now. If you do it again, it's just double trouble. Basically, it's $10,000 and 2 years. So they didn't
Okay.
get too creative. They
Yeah.
don't say anything about a third time. Maybe it's just like every time after that, you get another 2 years, another $10,000.
They send you to another plane
It's
of
worth
existence.
the bone rush, you know. It's worth to get that shit. The
Yeah.
great gold rush of California. We got the bone rush of New Orleans, apparently. So,
Yep.
15th of July, the same year, 2016, as we approach the 2016 election, as the world is slowly falling apart. After a forensic lab confirms the bones removed from Darlene's home are human, an arrest warrant is issued. Darlene is taken into custody in Tampa, Florida, and on the 27th of July, Darlene is transferred to the New Orleans Justice Center. So that is where we kind of end here. I'm going to send you a photo of Ender Darling now.
Oh boy.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
They're gonna be so normal.
Yeah.
They have to be so normal.
Yeah, well, they kind of are. There's the
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was what I was picturing.
I had two images in my head. One was this one. Another was the image I described earlier.
photo. The
Goblin
person
mode.
with the face tattoo of a skeleton with the top hat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the toe necklace.
Yeah, and the toe necklace.
You know, it is. This story makes me think like, why wasn't this put in law or that there weren't preventative measures before this?
Already.
And it's probably because it had never happened before,
Or
there
was kept
wasn't.
done secretly and not put on Facebook.
I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
know about that. People have been robbing graves for years.
Yeah, maybe not that, but yes, that somebody was posting about it publicly, and it was finally like, okay, well now we have somebody that we can use as precedents to then
Right.
make laws about because we found the person. Great grave diggers historically work in the shadows, and
looking for
did
not
not
bones.
did not have the internet back in the 17 and 1800s.
This is making me think of that really great episode of The Dollop where they talk about Lincoln's body.
Where they what was that?
Lincoln's body? The
Oh,
amount of
yeah,
times
yeah, yeah.
it was stolen or robbed or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, man. So they have been doing this publicly.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Why the fuck didn't anybody get on this?
Yeah. This
To a
is
president, no less.
this is a they're bad. This is a government they're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is,
Maybe
truly.
they're just like, no one's going to keep doing that, right? They're
I
like,
mean,
well,
he's the
people are still
president.
out
Of course someone's going to try and steal him.
Yeah, they got Lincoln like 6 times. Who knows?
They got him like 6 times.
They stole one guy's, they stole Dillinger's penis. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What?
Lord.
Yeah, when they were pushing Dillinger's body around, someone stole his penis.
It's sizable.
Man, that's tough. You
That's
think
a rough one.
You get into that spirit world and you're like, well, son of a bitch.
God damn it.
Yeah, you're like, man, I'm a
Not
eunuch.
again.
I got a third thumb now.
So, anyways, that is Boneghazi, better known as Bonegate, according to us boys here.
Yeah, don't call it Boneghazi. Bad name.
That is just what is called.
Branding.
I don't know what to tell you guys. That is just what it is. Please check us out on all the socials, as we mentioned. Check us out on the YouTube to get the visuals and watch everyone's face cringe every time I say Boneghazi. What you guys just smiled that time. I don't know what that was about.
I'm having a nice time.
We're punking you, Kyle. We've played an elaborate trick on you.
Do what I
I
say.
actually love the name Boneghazi.
Hear me, Bone Witch. And next time, we won't talk about stealing bones out of graves. Okay. Bye.
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 And everyone wanted to know which president was the true throat goat. And
Okay, I do remember this.
And they are all some sort of eldritch monsters of yore, right?
She was also selling videos of her farting in the jar.
I hate this so much. I hate everything about this.
yeah.
Secure to starboard.